A person of purpose is harder to kill. These things are psychologically proven. You hear of things called adrenaline. I think it was months ago. The strongest man in the world. I don't know if he still holds the title. His name is Eddie. The first person to deadlift 500 kg or something like that off the ground. So now they were interviewing him. How were you able to do it? If you see the video, I would have played it for you. It's very gory. As he was lifting it, blood was coming out of his nostrils. So they interviewed him. How were you able to do that? My life is a business partnership that I have entered into with the Lord. Every single money I have, opportunity I get, it is Him giving me capital to execute His vision. And you might get away with not walking in this consciousness for so long until you finally cross the line. Are you getting what I'm saying? Until Saul is king, God tells him clearly, go into this war, do this. And Saul has a different idea. And God is saying, I don't understand. I gave you that chair you call a throne to sit on. If you didn't get here by your own wisdom, don't continue by your own ideas. You do what I asked you to. I put you there. See what the Lord told him through the prophets. 1 Samuel 15 verse 17. 1 Samuel 15 verse 17. It says, so Samuel said, when you were little in your own eyes, were you not the head of the tribes of Israel, and did not the Lord anoint you king of Israel? You were little in your own eyes. God gave you these opportunities, gave you this exposure, gave you all of this. Listen, have you heard this saying on the streets? To whom much is given, what? To whom much is given, much is expected. Listen, and somebody who is thinking from the standpoint of purpose, even if you've never had the sky open and heard a mighty voice from heaven talking to you about the specific reason He gave you whatever opportunities, you must conclude, I'm in the palace for such a time as this. Esther never heard from God, but she just knew. Listen, even beauty is capital God has given you. The whole book of Esther is built on a woman's beauty. Did the Bible tell you any skill that she had? Answer now. I'm telling you, nothing that you may call an advantage in your life is a waste. Nothing you may call an advantage came by chance. There's a reason. So imagine you became so intentional. There's a reason. Oh my God, I was hoarding this to teach you in December. Listen, if you are left-handed and not right-handed, there's a reason. There's literally a man in the Bible, okay? He was going to kill a wicked man. So when he went in to see the king, they searched him. But because most people are right-handed, where do you think they will search for his sword? They searched his left. That's how he entered. But because he was left-handed, his sword, the sheath of his sword was on the right. Even the hand you use to write is a pointer to your destiny. Judges 3:21. There is a reason your head is the way it is. There is a reason your nose is the way it is. There is a reason you use your left hand and not your right hand. There is a reason you were born into that home. There's a reason. There's a reason. Walk with a sense of purpose. Don't let God remind you, like He reminded Saul. And like He reminded David, the same thing He told David. 2 Samuel chapter 7 verse 8. 2 Samuel chapter 7 verse 8. God speaking through Nathan, it says, I took you from the sheepcotes, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people. If you did not know that it was the Lord, understand it, it was the Lord. Listen, are you aware? Oh my God. Everybody read 2 Samuel 7:8. 1 to go. Now therefore, thus shall you say to my servant David, thus says the Lord of hosts, I took you from the sheepfold, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people. Stop there. Now, if you're, come Pastor Bajo, if you're reading this text literally, you would expect that God literally took him, right? Took him by hand to the palace and said, sit. Is that what happened? So everything looked like an opportunity he was prepared for because he was gifted. He saw Goliath bragging. No one else could fight him. And, audacious, believe in yourself. Someone would have seen it from a self-motivation standpoint. Believe in yourself. If you can do it, you can do it. Ahu, ahu. He saw an opportunity. He took it. Different events led to him being king. From a divine perspective, God said, I took you. So listen, you thought that you just sat up, read for WAEC very well, got into school, read very hard, came out with a first class or a 2-1, and then you got that job. You think it's your wisdom, your strength, your whatever, your home, the kind of home and network that you have that gave you what you have. God says, I took you. Are you getting what I'm saying? There's a reason you have the job you have. Listen to me, thank you very much. And so, if you don't know and you don't know how to connect the dots, like the guy in Luke 12, you have a good job, you're making a lot of money, and now your barns are full. And God doesn't say nothing because he's not against prosperity, he's not against saving, he's not against all those things. But when that becomes the totality of your life ambition to just hoard, what is your goal in life? To be the richest man. Okay. Why not make your goal contribution? And if in the process you are the richest man, that's fine. Do you understand the difference? He said, I will pull down this barn and build a bigger one. God said, today your soul is you will give account for your soul. You did not know you are just a steward until it is time. The tax man of heaven, the heavens FRSC has come. FIRS has okay, exactly. Ask that what you said. I pay my tax. So ask come on, are you getting what I'm saying? Now today you will give account for your soul. So a man who is coming to God every day, singing 5 worship songs, listening to the sermon, and it does not translate on Monday, does not understand purpose at all. What has your knowledge of E equals MC squared done? What has your knowledge of theology built? How has it influenced the way you raise your children, you approach in that home? Some of you come to church, maybe even this church, and you still tweet like a thug. You are shaming yourself because now we have internet. People can watch your pastor and know, say me, I did try. You are shaming yourself. Don't think you can ever shame me. You are Listen, Jesus had Judas. So your life decision doesn't say anything about me. It does not. God is my witness. I teach you the word faithfully. You ask 2 people, siblings grew up in the same house, eat the exact same food, the exact same life conditions, the exact same challenges and everything. One of them grows up to be quite successful. The other one grows up a drunkard, wayward, aimless in his ambitions and all of that. You ask the one who grew up wayward, why did your life turn out like this? He said, my dad was a deadbeat. We grew up literally as orphans. Nobody cared for us, gave us direction and all of that. No one ever paid for my school fees and I just ended up this way. Legitimate reason. The other one, how come at a young age you became successful, so driven, so purposeful? He says, my dad was a deadbeat, beat me, was never present. All the same reasons the other sibling gave. He said, but I discovered early help was not coming from anywhere. So I picked up myself by my bootstraps and I worked harder than the average person because someone else has an uncle somewhere, a cousin somewhere who can help. Help was not coming. So I had to work double, read more books. Are you getting what I'm saying? The same living conditions, opposite outcomes. Opposite outcomes. Because at the end of the day, you need to have a sense of accountability. I might not have everything I need, but there's a reason I have the small opportunities I have, and I will give account of all those. Are you getting what I'm saying? That's how to live a life of purpose. And my life choices must distinguish me from the people who don't share my convictions. Amen, somebody. I said all of that to say this. One of the greatest tragedies in life is not failure. It is aimlessness. Not to be able to live a life of purpose, not to have any compelling dream, not to be able to live as if you have a God to whom you will give accounts. You can be alive biologically, but asleep in purpose. The same way you pick your phone and alas, 2 hours is gone. What were you doing? You don't even remember what made you pick up your phone. There's a phrase for it. It's called doom scrolling. Are you aware some people are doom scrolling through life? They wake up, no goal, no dream, no ambition, nothing that they feel God has asked them to do. And so they just go in the direction, spontaneous direction. Before they know it, it's night. And so they sleep, wake up the next day and repeat. You can do this for 30 years. And there are people who are living their lives like that. The moment you receive purpose, it changes your life instantly. You begin to live a life of meaning, a life of direction, a life of endurance, a life of structure. And that's, in the next few minutes, that's what I want to show you. I called it, the title of this sermon, The Life That Purpose Built. All right. So number one, what does purpose give you? Number one, purpose gives you grit. Grit. Not G-R-E-E-T. Not German, I agree to. Not that one. Grit. Purpose gives you grit. You see, if you've been in this church long enough, you've heard me describe what I call the paradox of purpose. The fact that when you discover something worth dying for, you have also discovered something worth living for. I mean, in the same breath, whatever is worth dying for is worth living for. If you don't have anything worth dying for, you don't have anything worth living for. They go hand in hand. So Paul in the same breath can say, for to me to live is Christ and to die is gain. Whatever is worth living for is also worth dying for. If Christ is worth living for, he's also worth dying for. If your kids are worth living for, they're also worth dying for. And so purpose gives you grit. My God. It's something in your subconscious. They need to use an x-ray to discover that that's actually what drives you. It's invisible, but it's just there. Fueling your ambitions. A different kind of blood running through your veins. You see, my dad had to undergo a medical operation several years ago, decades ago, literally. And he was under anesthesia, subconscious. In his subconscious, you know what his mouth was saying? I cannot die. Who will look after my children? I cannot. That's what a man was saying in his subconscious. Are you listening to me? Do you know it has been proven that people who don't have the will to live, disease kills them faster? During the Holocaust, a man called Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, he said what kept many people alive in that trying time was meaning. When you had a meaning, when your life had a meaning, there was more grit, more will. I said it in the first service, and seniors, please, this applies to you, so you must listen to this. Did it ever happen that you had a friend or a relative or somebody advanced in years that if you know any couple that they were very close, when one dies, if care is not taken, what will happen after a few years? The other will die, because you may not really understand that there are people that make life worth living. And if that person goes, if you're not careful, you're going to. How do you explain that medically? That maybe there were some issues in your blood and issues in your body. Your white blood cells had incentive to keep fighting until somebody who meant the world to you now passed. There are many people who died not just because the condition got worse, but because they got tired of fighting. Are you listening to me? Or they look me like that? His children, and that if he doesn't lift it, they will die. See, if you get what I'm saying, you will never fail again. Now, imagine you are in a competition with somebody with that type of mind. Small sport where we they do. You say, imagine. Imagine is pressing on my children. Azal, your children in their house. Your children. He simulated. I said, some of you use your imagination for the wrong things. Now, in his place of work, he's simulating that thing as if I don't get this done, my kids will die. And there is a kind of strength that biology doesn't answer to. Science calls it adrenaline. Just imagine you were, as a woman, or you've never been in the gym, you've never lifted any dumbbell before. You were, after trusting the Lord for a child for 13 years, you were walking with your child, then something happened, you look, you didn't see the child. Where's my child? And you see somebody running away with the child. You don't know how strong you are yet. There have been real life incidences of people under adrenaline drive. They will jump over fences. When everything comes down, they will look, how did I scale this fence? That's what purpose does for you. I said a man of purpose is harder to kill, and it is harder for a person of purpose to fail. I'm not saying you will not have trying times. I'm not saying you will not fail, but I'm saying it will be harder to fail. Somebody, listen, this is research also. Somebody spent years, decades, trying to investigate why some people fail and some people succeed. And she discovered that the common denominator was not IQ. It wasn't intelligence. Because she was a lecturer for a while. And when she's teaching, she could immediately spot the people who by natural advantage were quick on their feet, could learn fast and had speedy assimilation, but it wasn't always commensurate to performance at the end. Why is it that some people succeed academically and some others don't? It is not just intelligence. There is something else. She wrote a book on it. The same thing. Grit. Grit. You know, it's a totally different thing to wake up and the first thing on your mind. 2-1.